Hi everyone. I will be doing a rhetorical analysis of Ronald Reagan's Tear Down This Wall speech. Other aspects of this project provided the historical background, so I'll strictly be reviewing the rhetorical makeup and the delivery of the speech and explain why it was so persuasive.
Thank you.
The scene chosen for Ronald Reagan's speech was the Brandenburg Gate on the West Berlin side, possibly the most iconic historical structure in Berlin. It is also the site of Checkpoint 3 of the Berlin Wall, which has long represented the Iron Curtain and oppression, as it was used to keep East Berliners from escaping to the West. Ronald Reagan helped to set the scene because he already represented a symbol of freedom and democracy. Reagan, a well-known actor who appeared in over 50 films before entering politics, had a charming cowboy anti-communist persona. He was a popular president and a gifted speaker because his words showcased genuine empathy for people. The timing of the speech was ideal in making it effective because Mikhail Gorbachev had just begun making reforms to open the Soviet Union more and become more transparent. These were known as the Glasnost reforms. This was the 40th anniversary of the Marshall Plan, a plan that had been put in place to help West Germany recover after World War II. This was important because it allowed Reagan to highlight the Soviet system as a failing, obsolete system, and it also opened up the dialogue between the two leaders.
Thank you very much. Protocol, Governing Mayor Deepkin, ladies and gentlemen, 24 years ago, President John F. Kennedy visited Berlin. And speaking to the people of this city and the world at the City Hall, well, since then, two other presidents have come, each in his turn to Berlin. Today, I myself make my second visit to your city. We come to Berlin, we American presidents, because it's our duty to speak in this place of freedom. But I must confess, we're drawn here by other things as well, by the feeling of history in this city, more than 500 years older than our own nation, by the beauty of the Grunwald and the Tiergarten, most of all, by your courage and determination.
In Reagan's address, he establishes a connection with the audience by recognizing Germany's rich history, beauty, and the bravery of its citizens, fostering pride among its people. He mentions that the United States has been visiting Berlin for decades to demonstrate its commitment to safeguarding and promoting freedom and democracy in the region.
Composer Paul Linke understood something about American presidents. You see, like so many presidents before me, I come here today because wherever I go, whatever I do, ich hab noch keinen Koffer in Berlin.
He connects with the audience by delivering parts of his speech in German. He proclaims, Ich hab noch einen Koffer in Berlin, which means I still have a suitcase in Berlin, meaning that part of Reagan is always in Berlin. This embodies the intention behind his message, meant to resonate with Berliners long after the speech concludes. The cheering from West Berliners reflects their agreement and support.
Our gathering today is broadcast throughout Western Europe and North America. I understand that it is being seen and heard as well in the East. To those listening throughout Eastern Europe, I extend my warmest greetings and the goodwill of the American people. To those listening in East Berlin, a special word. Although I cannot be with you, I address my remarks to you just as surely as to those standing here before me. For I join you, as I join your fellow countrymen in the West, in this firm, this unalterable belief, es gibt nur ein Berlin.
Reagan understands that East Berliners and East Europeans will be influenced by his message, so he speaks to them directly, expressing empathy for their circumstances. He aims to convey that, along with all the preceding presidents, he is concerned for them and desires the same freedoms for them. In his second address to the people of East Berlin, he stated, "Es gibt nur ein Berlin," there is only one Berlin, emphasizing their unity as a people. Here, Reagan adopts a more optimistic tone. He discusses the purpose by showcasing West Germany's achievements after World War II and the success of democracy. He points out the success of the Marshall Plan and contrasts it with the failures of East Germany and a communist regime. His next address in German was they, meaning the Soviets, did not expect Berliner Hirsch, Berliner Humor, and Ja und Berliner Schnauzer. They did not expect Berliner Heart, Berliner Humor, or Berliner attitude. He illustrates the dichotomy of democracy versus communism, portraying it as a struggle between good and evil. While mentioning Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms, he reframes them not as a positive development, but questions the sincerity of Soviet intentions. This keeps the Soviets as the bad guy or the agent.
That the advance of human liberty can only strengthen the cause of world peace. There is one sign the Soviets can make that would be unmistakable, that would advance dramatically the cause of freedom and peace. General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
He directly addresses Mikhail Gorbachev as if he alone is responsible for the wall and the only one capable of tearing it down. By challenging Gorbachev head-on, he connects deeply with the crowd. He suggests working together for world peace, but he speaks candidly for the German people rather than delivering a typical political speech. Open this gate. The crowd goes crazy. Tear down this wall. His blunt and direct address made his intentions and motivations for the German people known. This was the purpose of the speech. Following Reagan's speech, there continued to be protests for the wall's removal. But finally, in 1989, with further reforms and eventually the fall of the Soviet Union, the wall was opened. This is then in my rhetorical analysis. Again, I think it's important to understand that there were many factors that caused the wall to be opened, but Reagan's speech helped to motivate the people in Germany on both sides and strengthen Germany's relationship with the United States and with democracy. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.